Karen Can here. Welcome to another edition of the Spiritual Medicine Digest. And we're pretty much plunk right in the middle of the Ascension Integration phase. So in the past, some people have struggled with, some headaches or numbness in their upper bodies or some congestion in the head and neck while they're trying to ground and integrate those Ascension energies. So if you're having any trouble like that, you can definitely ask Source with TOLPAKAN Healing specific questions about those specific areas of your body and how well they are able to fully integrate the Ascension energies physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, dimensionally, and ground in all ways possible. And also you can check how well are all my different bodies, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic, dimensional, grounding to the seventh plane. So in this integration phase, interestingly, it seems even though these ascension cycles kind of occur in some sort of, Fibonacci mathematical, cycle, the ascension resistance phase, although they could be intense, don't seem to be lasting as long, which is very interesting to me. So they're not lasting a whole week or more. Now they're lasting just a few days. So all I can say is I enjoy that. That's pretty good stuff. So I want to share with you one of the reasons why people might still be tired a little bit. And it may have to do with now that so many of us have recalibrated to the new higher form of the DNA, the crystalline form. Normally that takes a lot of energy to do, and we have to be able to fully receive chi and energy from source. So you can check that, how efficient that is for you. After which we want to make sure that our crystalline DNA can now, communicate back and forth with all our physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic bodies and all the components of our bodies. So you want to just check how efficient that is and maybe do some TOLPAKAN healing around creating more efficiency and more connection between that newly recalibrated DNA of yours and all those other bodies. One of the interesting healings that I did on one of the days this week is separating each person's consciousness from the hive consciousness of mass consciousness. So that was kind of interesting. It was like this energetic separation. At least the negative aspects of the mass consciousness we would all like to separate more from. And hopefully that'll help the grand whole, doing this kind of holistically throughout. Some people are still having some trouble sleeping or some, body pain, and normally, I would say 90% of the time it has to do with their reactivity to particular people, places, and things because they are sensitives. And with ascensions going, multiple times a day, you can react to something. And normally we have the God team have standing orders to turn down your reactivity and sensitivity and automatically send Ascension 1 and 2, my two healing tools, to help clear negative energies, download positive energies to the target of whoever or whatever you are sensing, and those folks that you're also transmuting energies for, whether it be mass consciousness or Mother Earth or another planet, or maybe your soul destiny partner, soul contract partner in this timeline or others. So those are the common things we're often transmuting energies for. And some of us do have bigger jobs. And some people ask, oh my gosh, it's so difficult. My bodies can hardly take this anymore. Why, why me? It's not really a great question to ask, the why question, why me? But it's more like, let's put it this way. Your challenges, if they are great, usually means that is how big you are becoming. So in other words, you've had other lives where you've had the small challenges and you've met them very easily, or at least at the time wasn't easily, but then you have grown past that. So in this timeline, everyone gets to evolve further. So if you have great challenges in your life, it's only just a reflection of just how great you really are. And those challenges are there to make sure you remember who you really are and to evolve even past the point you did in other timelines. So don't feel bad if you feel like you're more challenged than other people or it's not fair, whatever. We all have our growth to do, and who's to say who's better, worse, or further along. But just know that the tendency is if you have greater challenges, it's because you can handle those things because you have asked to evolve in this timeline. So some people have asked me about the VIP group. We actually have two simultaneous VIP programs going on right now. We have the regular one, the original one from early in the year and last year. And that group, this is the last time I'm going to be offering that particular VIP. So we'll give you the link in the YouTube channel of where you can find out more about that VIP program. But that particular program doesn't have any one-on-one sessions, but it does have the group modules and all my assessment forms from all the modules. There's a lot of bonuses in there as well to help you be able to do fairly detailed assessments of yourself, your family members, or if you're already an energy healer, of your clients using divine muscle testing as to how to, make sure that they are impervious to entities, how to make them invisible to entities, how to figure out what their soul mission is, how connected they themselves are to their higher self, source, and their soul's mission, whether their consciousness is sovereign or not, or whether they're still, being affected. And we go into more detail on how to do sleep realms, things like that. So there's a lot of assessment forms. There's a lot of healing going on. You get a lot of support as well. We have a private Facebook group. We also have live Q&As where I get to mentor you through your own healing and your own testing during those. And it's so fun to be with the group, and everyone learns a lot. Now, that's the original VIP program. Now, the reason I created the new VIP concierge program, I'm calling it, is because some folks I noticed really could use even more support, meaning one-on-ones with me. So what I've devised is a specific series of one-on-ones with me that are 50 minutes long, so twice as long as the usual sessions that I have, so that we can go over the modules and check you and your home, and so you're confident for each module how that works and how you rated on those assessment forms, because some people are still not sure if they're doing it right for themselves. So this is our checkup. I get to do it for you and with you on the one-on-one call. So a lot more intensive one-on-one training. So you get VIP concierge service from me, and those are very limited spots. So we have 10 spots total between the two programs, with rare exceptions. You'll really have to convince me if we get more than 10, but you can be put on the waiting list. But we have 10 spots between the two programs. So it's not a lot of spots available. These are only going to be available every 6 months, until which time I change it again. But for now, that's the plan. So check your email if you're on my email list about these programs to find out more, and you have just a couple of weeks to make a decision whether this is for you or not. I hope it is, and I'd love to work with some of you one-on-one very closely. It's going to be a very exciting time, especially with all the Ascension stuff going on. So join me for some radio shows coming up. We have actually a whole bunch of really cool ones, but let me tell you about next week's radio show. So Liz Koch is going to be talking about, she has 2 books actually on the psoas muscle. Now this is a big, huge muscle that goes from the back of your spine to your hip flexor. So it's part of your hip flexor. And guess what? This is like a meeting of heaven and earth of the top and bottom half. This is part of your core. And if you've had a psoas muscle injury or you've had a back injury, a lot of times that hip flexor is problematic. So she's going to tell us not only the physical and emotional issues related to the psoas muscle, but also the spiritual issues. So I can't wait to talk to her about that. It sounds really exciting. So join us on Monday at 3 p.m. and you can call and ask some questions of Liz as well if you've had some injuries or back pain or hip pain and things like that, and learn about how this is a very important muscle we need to pay attention to. And guess what? You can do TOLPAKAN healing around that as well. And just a last reminder, it is 1 week approximately before I launch the Unlock Your Superpowers program, the 7 R's formula for masterful manifesting. And my friend Kathy is launching the day right before me. So recalibrating your multidimensional body. So we have 2 completely different programs that complement each other. So if you're on the mailing list, you will get first dibs for my program for sure. We're going to get permission, hopefully, permission to pre-launch that to my mailing list. So get on the mailing list and you'll get an email with the link to check out the new program, and the first 100 people get the biggest savings. After that, the price goes up for each of those packages. So I'm hoping that you're as excited as I am as we launch the Unlock Your Superpowers. You might see some of the really cool videos I've been putting up on my Facebook page and Instagram page. I'm so excited. Okay, so until next week, bye for now. Lots of love.